Hi, welcome. This is Henry Smith from IamWealthyandRich.com, dedicated to helping you learn how to understand the game of money and play it well. For those of you who are new to the channel, welcome to the channel. Those who have been watching my previous videos, welcome back. And this channel is about wealth creation and action using two pillars. Pillar number one is the wealth and prosperity mindset. Pillar number two is a powerful investment strategy, and it's something I started in the summer of last year, and it's doing really well. So what I'm doing is tracking the progress of the growing portfolio in the cryptocurrency space, and every day I track the results. Well, I already started tracking the results from February 2021. However, we do this on a daily basis and just seeing how the portfolio is growing. Just want to put my phone on silent and put the stopwatch on so I don't go too long. But anyway, where's the stopwatch going? Stopwatch. Right. So what I'm going to do, like I said, there are two sides to this, and I talk about this on a daily basis as well as track the figures, because it's not just about the figures, or it's not just about the investment. Anybody, some people think because they're invested in something or they're in a business that they're home dry. If your subconscious mind is not attuned to your goals, okay, you could lose everything you make. So it's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. And how much you keep is determined by how much you really, truly believe you deserve. And the key is truly believe. And that belief is inside. It's not by mouth. Oh, yes, I truly believe. No, it's not. That's not the type of belief I'm talking about. Okay? It actually has to be written and etched internally within you. That's where the belief is. And if it's not there, then you don't really truly believe you deserve it. If you don't truly believe you deserve it, you'll lose it. So that's why the foundation is getting the right mindset. It's called a mindset, but developing the right internal belief system. And it has to sometimes, in many cases, be created from scratch, okay, because it's been messed up and polluted, diluted and adulterated, shall we say, by lots of different impressions that have come into the mind over the years, okay? But I'm going to talk a little bit about that after I finish updating today's figures. I'm going to go to share my screen right now, and I'll update today's figures and show you how you can get your hands on learning how to control your inner beliefs. Okay, so they really are true beliefs and not just fakes. So let's share the screen. We've got the spreadsheet here, which I've been updating since the 1st of February. So I started the I started the personal development training in February 2020, February the 4th, to be precise. Worked on it myself on a daily basis, and I still continue to work on myself today. But from May, June, so I started to see tangible results. I was able to attract the money, the capital I needed to get into this investment strategy, and also I learned this investment strategy along the way as well. And then started, like I said, entering the figures. So by up to January 2021, it reached 106,000, and from a very humble beginning. And so we continue adding the figures on a daily basis, and some days the market goes backwards, as you can see. When it goes backwards, I mark that in red. Okay, then it goes forward, then it goes backward, forward, backwards, and so on and so forth. And so at the end of the first month of tracking this, February 28th this year, 2021, it was 37,860, which is 35.7% on the beginning, shall we say, 106,000. And so remember, I didn't start with 106,000. I started with a fraction of this, and so it's equivalent to about 1,352 per day during that month. And then in March, we had a great month. Again, forwards and backwards, great runs, and there's some pullbacks, and some great runs. And at the end of March, we'd gone through, on that particular month, 126,381, which is 87.1% increase on the previous month. That's about 4,076 a day. So here we are in April, and in April we're moving, and we've had some pullbacks and so on and so forth. And we never seem to have more, doesn't seem to have so far, more than 3 days pullback before we get a positive. And so we've had 3 days pullbacks before here, and we had another 3 days back here, and that's it so far. So we've had 3 days full pullback before, and it's always never been 4 days pullback, but if it did, it's not a problem, but that's the way the pattern seems going. So I put today's date in, and I'm taking the figures from here, asset summary, and this comes in from a live feed that's refreshed every 10 minutes, and into an asset group that's multiplied and gives the figures here in US dollars. So the portfolio consists of 1 Bitcoin and a selection of altcoins, and a selection of altcoins, and that's the total. That's kind of percentage of the mix. So this is the US dollar equivalent on the left hand side, and the right hand side is the British pounds, Great British pounds equivalent in pounds. So I'll start with this figure here, 261,166.33. So I'll put time, and then 261. Is it? I don't remember now. What was it? 166. 261, 166.33. So 261. Actually, it's just refreshed. See? So it's just refreshed. I'm going to update it again according to what we have now. So it's 261,399. 269,399. So because I think I did it very close to the time. 399. 399, I think it was 20.20, was that right? Yeah. So, and then this top one here, which is the overall, 234. Also, I need to calculate this. So this one is, that's a plus, there's no minus in there, so we color that green. So that's that. 26,000 leap forward. And then, so what we got here is 324,163. 324,163. 324,163.21. I think it was 21. Yeah, 21. So that is, bring that forward. That's the 25,000 forward. That green. So we're 25,000 forward. So that's good. And it's all good. So we're basically halfway through the month, and we'll see where we are by the time we come to the end of this month. Another 2 weeks, anything can happen, but it's all good. So now talking about let's just stop the share here. Talking about the mindset is the foundation. Your mindset is your most valuable asset. Okay, so what you really want to do to become wealthy, you want to first of all work on your mindset. You want to accumulate capital. When you get capital and it grows and appreciates and becomes, you make money, whether it be in a business or in an investment. You want to take that money invested into income producing assets. That's the formula. Income producing assets, and you will take the money from income producing assets and put it back into your investments or into your business and grow it some more. Take it out, put it back into income, get more income producing assets, and so on and so forth. And that's how you become wealthy. Somebody who's wealthy really has a lot of income producing assets working for them, as opposed to someone who's just rich, usually just has a Lambo and some flashy jewelry. That's not really wealth. Wealth and riches are two different things. So a wealthy person does not work for money, does not have to think about money, because they've just got income producing assets that recur and produce more money and more money. They take that money, they buy more income producing assets, and they live on a small fraction. You know, my goal is to live on a tiny fraction of my income. You know, less than 10%. That's my goal, to live on less than 10% of my income. So the remaining 90%, never touch. 90%. You know, I've heard of, you know, one guy I was a mentor, bit of a mentor. He lived on 7% of his income. The remaining 93% he never touched. It just goes back in and it creates more income. Now that's wealthy. Do you understand? Not, you know, you get a small amount of money and you go and buy a flashy car to show off with, and you've got nothing. You know, if that car is a depreciating asset. You understand? So, or even buying a big house to impress people. That shouldn't be your first priority. You know, your first priority should be securing your income, securing your future. Okay, so a lot of people have got it wrong in the way in which they. I mean, it's up to them. It's their money. They can spend it how they want. But if you want to become wealthy, you want to be in a position where no matter what happens, you're not shaken financially. And the way to be not shaken financially is to become wealthy. Okay, to have income producing assets that create income producing assets, that create more income producing assets, and you live off that 2, 3, 4, 5 generations down. Just remember, your income producing assets are creating income producing assets. That's true wealth. So that, like I said, no matter what happens, you don't have to work, you don't have to do anything. Right now I live on a passive income, and it's really great to do it because it frees up my time. But I can work if I want to, and I do choose to work, but I know that I don't have to worry so much about, you know, if I don't have any business that comes in this month. You know, we gonna eat okay. That's not a problem. But you know, I want to do that on a much bigger scale, on a much larger scale, and there are ways of doing that if you're plugged into the right thing, you know, into the right sources. You know, I made an investment today, increased my investments today. I did that today in order to increase my financial security. So I increased my investments. It's not reflected in this particular portfolio because it wasn't in this portfolio. It's a different portfolio I have. But you always want to be investing, okay? You always want to be investing, not always be spending. Okay, so most people don't have a money problem. Most people don't have a money problem at all. What they have is a priority problem. That's what most people have. They have a priority problem. Most people give up what they have at the moment. Sorry, what is this word? What they really want. Okay, so most people give up what they, you know, most people give up what they have at the moment for what they really want. And you know, they really want financial security. They really want, you know, a financially secure future. But at the same time, going on vacation to a hot climate, it's going to cost them 3, 5 to 8 grand. It's a family holiday, 10,000, and they're willing to give that up. Then put that because they want that now, or they haven't had a vacation for 2 years or for 1 year. Let's say for 1 year, because you know what's happened over the last year. And so, at the first chance, they would, you know, they would drop it and go for that, and then come back and suffer. You know, they have a pile of Visa, MasterCard bills to pay it off. So for them, they go on vacation for 2 weeks and spend the next 2 years paying for that vacation. And it doesn't make sense. You're in a position where you can go on, your vacations are paid for before you even get there. They're already paid for, already settled. Okay, no debts. You see what I mean? No credit cards needed. Already paid for, and you don't have to worry about paying them back. That's wealthy. But you see, there are little things you do every day and how you manage your money. There are little ways to manage your money, okay, that the rich do, that the poor don't. Same poor person could have 10 grand Another person, poor person, rich person can have 10 grand. And the way they will manage that 10 grand, quickly turn it into 20 and 40 and 80. Whereas the poor person will take that 10 grand and quickly turn it into 5 grand, and quickly turn it into 2.5 grand, and quickly turn it into 1 grand, quickly turn it into 500, quickly turn it into 250, and quickly turn it into 150 bucks, and then nothing. So it's the same 10 grand, same 10,000 pounds or $10,000 each person had, but because of the disciplines and the delayed gratifications and the investments priorities, okay, that one would have, you know, putting that money to work for them so it can grow. Their sole priority would be to grow that money, whereas the other persons, the poor persons, their sole priority would be to deplete that money to buy the latest sneakers, trainers, Adidas, Nike, whatever, Prada, whatever, to buy the latest Gucci. That is their sole priority, is what can they spend it on. They saw a bag. This bag is really, really Chanel, 3,000. I've got to have it. You understand? And so that's their plan. Before you know it, it's gone. They had 10 grand, and yeah, they've got some, you know. And then not only are they broke, here's the thing, not only are they broke after that, then they're gone for a while, then they get more broke, and they end up going selling the stuff, and some of the buyer have to sell this thing to get more money to live. I've seen people having to sell clothes or sell things that they bought, sell these beautiful sneakers, trainers, or whatever, you know, go and sell it on all these apps, okay? Because they need money again. You understand? So they really haven't learned how to manage money. They've learned how to spend money, and that anyone can do that. Okay? Income producing assets. Income producing assets. That 10 grand will not only be 10 grand in the hands of a rich person, it will become 15 grand, and then 30 grand, and then, you know, 45 grand, and then 60 grand, and then 100 grand. Okay? While that person would deny himself or herself. It's called delayed gratification. They'll deny himself. Okay? Because he knows what he's doing. He knows what his priorities is. Priorities are, as I said, most people suffer. They don't have a money problem. They have a priority problem. You know, talk to people, and sometimes you present opportunities to some people. No, I don't have the money. It's not they don't have the money. Anybody can have the money. Most opportunities to get off the ground are not that expensive anyway. Anybody can have the money. These are the, you know, I used to, there was a time I used to do, I don't do it anymore, but this is a direct sales opportunity I was doing for a while. I used to speak to so many people on the phone, and they want financial independence, but they just won't take the first step to start their own business, to, you know, home business, to acquire that financial independence. And I used to have some people, this is a long time ago, that used to say, no, I can't afford it, you know, or basically, what is it? They will take the lowest package. They will have maybe different packages, you know, 500, 1,000, 3,000, 10,000, big packages. Some will take the lowest, it's 500 packages in there, 250. Anyway, I can't start it now, they will say, because I'm going on holiday for 2 weeks. There's a guy who won't say he won't get the big package, because, so he's got money to go on holiday, but he hasn't got money to get the big package. You see what I mean? These guys are going on holiday for 2 weeks. They start it when they come back at 500, of course, the lowest, because they're going on holiday for 2 weeks. You see what I mean? So people do what's a priority to them. See, financial independence isn't, or financial freedom isn't a priority to that person. Okay, a vacation or holiday that's their priority, and they will get what they deserve. Yeah, because they will come back from that vacation, then they'll be broken. And now what do we do for money? You see what I mean? So, like I said, people don't have a money problem; they have a priority problem. Understand, first of all, like I said, your mindset is your most valuable asset, because that will show you what to do. Not only will it help you keep wealth, but it will direct you in accumulating wealth. You will make wiser and smarter decisions. The decisions I make today versus the decisions I used to make 2 years ago are very, very different, because I've worked on myself, my inner acumen, my wealth and prosperity mindset, I see things differently. I cannot look at money the same way ever again. I look at money completely differently now. And like I said, I understand the game of money and I play it well. You know, and I've just increased my wealth as you know, a factor that will be responsible for millions and millions of dollars this afternoon before I shot this video. Okay, why? Because rich people do these things. They have a habit. These are my products. These are my deals. I like finding these types. Not a deal of a good pair of sneakers. That's not a deal. I found a deal where I can put millions and millions in my pocket. That's a deal. That's what rich people do. You know, I was reading Robert Kiyosaki's book, and it's a great guy. He's inspired me. You know, there's lots of great guys out there, and I'm not afraid to mention any of them. But you know, he mentioned on his he mentioned, I'm going to end with this. Well, I need to show you where to get access to the mindset training. But he mentioned his poor dad. No, he was talking to his rich dad, and they was talking about what they do in their spare time to get good deals, and they talked about, you know, what he does in his the poor what Robert Kiyosaki does with his poor dad. They spend time driving around the neighborhood, all around different places, to try and find good deals on shopping, so they can fill their freezers, the deep freeze, with food will last them for 6 months or something like that. Can't remember. I'm not saying it verbatim. Okay, if you've read the book, you know roughly what I'm talking about. And what do you say there? So he said, you know, they drive around 2 blocks or 3 blocks or half a mile or whatever, miles and whatever, to find to save, you know, whatever, $40 or $50, or maybe save $100 on pork bellies, you know. And Rich Dad kind of laughing and sarcastic, pork bellies, huh? kind of, I could tell you laughed, you know. Anyway, so they they think, yeah, they saved $500 in their shopping, and they spent hours and hours and hours going to this shop and that shop and this store and this warehouse to save $500. And you know, it took them, you know, must have done all week, every day, you know, for a week in order to fill up their freezer with food that will last them for 3 to 6 months, and they spent $500. And so what do you do with your time? He says, I do something similar. I spend my time driving around miles here, there, and everywhere, looking for deals on real estate. You understand? That makes him millions and millions. So they spend about the same amount of time per week. But one is saving $500, $1,000 or whatever, even if it's $2,000. Okay, the other is making millions. So you see, so like I said, because they have different priorities. You understand? You know, habits. When you develop wealth and prosperity habits, they make you look for, you know, for bargains in making tons of money. When you have poverty mentality habits, they make you look for saving nickels and dimes, pennies and, you know, pennies. Okay. So like I said, you know, as you develop these wealth and creation habits, or you stick with your what's the word? Poverty habits, poverty mindset habits, wealth and prosperity habits, or poverty mindset habits. Okay, they're both habits. The rich people and poor people are exactly the same. Number one, in 2 ways, right? They're the same in 2 ways, rich people and poor people. Number one, they both have habits. Number 2, they're both unwilling to change. See, that's it. And if you let that sink in, okay? I'm going to show you where you can start developing your wealth and prosperity mindset. Let me just get that page. Oh, it's not the right page. Where's this? This is the page. So let me just share my screen. And by the way, if I haven't done it already, do a disclaimer. I'm not a financial planner. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a CPA. I'm not an accountant. I'm not a regulated body. Please understand, investments are risky. Investments can go up as well as down. Do not invest more than you can afford to lose, and do your due diligence and your research. Okay, so I've said it all. But I'm just going to share my screen here. IamWealthyandRich.com. How to understand the game of money and play it well. This is the beginnings, Okay, this is where it starts. You come down here, scroll down, you can see some videos of me, forget about those for now. Just go to this form here. Get your millionaire mindset and investment strategy free. Okay, and apply the way I use free resources, but I put my own spin on it with this video that I've created and show you exactly how I use these resources. Follow my instruction and use them the way I use them, and you will get similar results. There's no question about it. And then, yeah, so that's what you want to do. Okay, so I want to thank you very much for. Before I thank you, please like, subscribe, hit the notification button, and share this video with your friends and people in your social media, so that YouTube can get the message that this is important and we can get this message to more people. I really appreciate that. And like I said, I wish you the very, very best. Remember the statement, I am wealthy and rich. You want to say that to yourself 100 times a day. I understand the game of money and play it well. You want to say that to yourself 100 times a day. Okay. So, and so my mission is for you to understand, you to be wealthy and rich, and for you to understand the game of money and play it well. But I'm going to wish you the very best. Have a wonderful and fantastic day. I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching the video. I really appreciate it. Have a fantastic day. Bye for now.